people also post pictures. You can see also the same pictures popping up as we see on our forums and stuff. So it's really nice to see that coming together. They will still have their own identity, and we will have our own identity, but there will be a lot of crossover, and that's also
within the community almost of everyone, the bigger everyone involved. And there's people with a like-minded interest and attitude. So I'm sure both social networks will also benefit from it and so on.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting how that is going to develop, and then of course a couple other things that people will know that we're on TV now in the UK. So also for those of you that are viewing, welcome to all Something TV people.
Yes, of course, good point.
And we started advertising, which is definitely a real step forward. Maybe not to everybody's liking, but it's a necessity, and it will allow us to do lots of things in the future. So, and probably also there, I'm not sure about that, but there will be some fine tuning about whatever. But and then of course, I think beside all that, the really good news is that we've got fresh batteries on the Jigger. Huh?
We have power again.
That's paid off again, eh? That's even with the Mapogos yesterday. It was yesterday, yeah. Because I've been working on the GPS most of the day, which means that they weren't on charge and was a power failure, and also then even not being on charge, but also actually I was using the batteries.
I was running.
So then they had to sign off early on the drive. So I felt a bit guilty about that because now I have new batteries and I've used them up, but then. Fortunately, we were still able to get 5 minutes of the Mapogos, so that made me feel a little bit better, and it was great footage, but without the new batteries, we wouldn't have stood a chance to do that. So I guess it paid off. And the day before, just like close to 7:30, Karula was there, so we were able to follow her until the end of the drive. So
I was very happy to have
2 nights with 2 big cats after the new batteries. So. And of course we're going to get all the night drives next week, so that's
I'm sure from your point of view as well, it's a very exciting. It's nice to have it. It's just a bit sort of like it's like knowing you've got a belt on with your jeans. That's true. You don't have to worry about that aspect.
It's falling down.
Tied down.
But so it's been an interesting weekend. I really look forward to next week, with all the special things. It's going to be really fun to do, and who knows if it all works out, we'll do that more often, I'm sure.
A bit of sort of just shaking things up a little bit, and just surprise you a little bit more than just the leopard around the corner every now and again. Also, I believe there's a bit of rain predicted possibly this week, so that might also, again, rain brings its own set of problems with in terms of being tricky to go out, but in a very positive sense, rain brings out even more insects. Not that we need to get bitten by any more of them, but more insects means more things that eat the insects and more things that eat those things, and so on until you end up at the top of the food chain, sort of where we are. So that could also be an interesting aspect to things.
Yeah, I heard you also turned into an insect eater this week, eh?
Yeah, I did, Well, I did for a little while. Actually, I did turn into a bit of a ruminant.
An insectivore.
But that was quite. It was one of the memorable ones. It sort of hit that. What do you call pit? I was actually maybe
in English I'm not sure.
We try to figure
out the other day. In Dutch you call it a huig, but I'm not sure in English what they call it. Larynx. Thank you, Rory
Johnston.
Thank you.
We couldn't figure it out today. Yes, we went straight into that. So it was a little bit of a itch in the throat. It's nice to catch up. Actually, I quite enjoyed a bit of the information on that as well. And we're going to see some interesting new things.
I'm sure of that.
Looking forward to it as well.
Right, who's next?
Who else is in camp? Next! Nice to have so many people in camp, actually. There's a lot of diversity today. Manamarak.
Thank you very much.
Just watch that. Your transmitter is just about to go. Thanks, Pete.
How's it, everyone?
Well, thanks, everyone. That was Herman's talk. Herman, have a lucky evening.
Cheers, guys.
See you tomorrow morning. Herman.
Yeah, but
have people seen you yet with your new haircut?
I'm not sure.
Herman is actually legally allowed to work for us. He's not 15. He is actually old enough.
Thank you.
Say when he cut his hair like this, he's now got to grow his beard again. Otherwise, they don't allow him into the supermarket. Never mind anywhere else. So, I think this is your first appearance, is it?
It might be. I think I'm not always that I'm aware of. Yeah. Because there's cameras all over the place. You never know
you know who's watching.
Who's watching what?
Everyone, it was also quick tonight's planning. What did we say we were going to talk about?
We said we were going to talk about how I nearly fell off the vehicle laughing when a bug flew into your mouth.
Is that so? Well, once again, Herman's talked longer than he should have. Herman, you're welcome. It was, but I really have to admit it was very funny. I mean,
Dude, I didn't know what happened, and I thought you were joking, because every now and then, we know Peter, he
it was a good
jokes.
time for a joke as well, because
Absolutely perfect timing. I thought it was perfect comedy timing. That's why I didn't start laughing, but then I realized after a while, you're serious. Bug flew right into his mouth, as he just said. Very, very funny.
It's happened a few times before, but it never happened quite like that before, you know, when you're inhaling and it happens all at the same time, and at the moment as well. I mean, I had to, as it happened, of course, I wasn't laughing at that second. I was trying to not choke, but I had to instantly think of how funny the timing of it was. It was, you know, live, like I said, I mean, I'm addicted to it, to be honest. You know, being live is, I can imagine doing it in other ways and other forms of showing and sharing things, but nothing beats that real moment thing.
It's something very interesting, because the whole bits, the whole behind the scenes is something that's not that live. But I mean, immediately you also do it from a live angle, in a sense, because that's what we conditioned to. That's what we're doing every day, day in and out. So yeah, the whole bits and the whole behind the scenes, I think I would like the bits to get well, the stuff we're going to do. Let's say, for instance, this week, the preparations and stuff like that. So it forms part of the whole vibe, live vibe. Yeah.
Well, I think and you know, I'm not a TV whiz person or anything. I don't know all the details and history of television itself in many ways, apart from, like many of you, having watched a lot of it and having learnt a few things along the way the last few years. But I think with the bits as well, there's a very much like a honest reality to it almost. The reality TV, and I'm not knocking any reality TV, it's a fantastic concept. It's done a lot of things for television, but a lot of it that I've seen, you know, I still don't get the feeling of honest. You know, I don't get that they're trying to show me something where I can make up my mind whether I like it or not, and what I think of it, and make my own deductions. And I think that's the very big part of the ethos of what we do here, from a wildlife point of view and from everything else we do as well. And I think that comes through in the bits as well. So it's I have to be honest, I haven't actually seen it. I've been meaning to, like I said, I've been on the computer very little.
We're pretty busy with other things.
But I want to see it just because I love rain, and I want to see the
it's something very spectacular. I mean, I come from Cape Town, and we get a lot of rain there, but out here, rain is just something different. It's something special. You can, I almost smell it even more than you smell it down in Cape Town, and you're more excited. I mean, I've sat outside on my stoep. We call it in Afrikaans, we call it a stoep, just a porch.
Veranda.
A veranda,
as
maybe.
Mr. Johnson would probably say.
Yeah,
those of us that are English.
And drink English tea. Anyway, so I was sitting on the porch, and just, I mean, the rain just coming down it's just something totally different, out of a different world. Yeah. If you're here in the bush.
Actually, I mean, just on the point, we had an interesting question the other day on the drive we had the day before yesterday afternoon, about senses of smell and hearing, and one of the reasons the smell is so much more intense than you would smell in Cape Town, and I mean, I've spent time in Cape Town as well. I love the place. Is, well, three reasons actually, and the first one is just that there's not a lot of dust in Cape Town. Typically, the rain, you don't get that dry, hot dust. Even if it doesn't rain for 2 or 3 days, you know, everything gets, well, not everything, but a lot of it gets dry and dusty again, so you get that smell. But the other one, interesting, especially when you've got big lightning like you had, is nitrogen, which stikstof. Into which in the Cape you don't get that much of it in rainstorms, because it's the way that helps the binding process along is lightning. And then also a lot of the trees that grow here, the acacias, all the pod bearing plants, or your bean plants, they have got nitrogen binding agents on the roots. It's a bit of a simplified version of it, but so that root smell that you get, that you don't get in Cape Town that often, but you know, sometimes it rains and you get that strong smell. It smells like wet roots. That's actually the nitrogen. So it's well mentioned, but it is actually literally a different smell attached to rain here than you would in the Cape. So it's a bit of a, you know, trivia.